Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be rooting this beauty. As you can see, she is mostly finished. I know it looks a bit crazy right now. It will not look this crazy when it's done because I will be styling it and adding water and things, so don't panic. I'm mostly making this video because I was on the phone to my mum and I told her that I was rooting and she was like, I love watching you when you root. You know, you should be making a video on that. And I was like, okay mum, I will for you. So although I am nearly done with this little one, you are gonna see her be rooted today and she looks really creepy when I've got the light on, so I am sorry about that. Okay, so you can see I've done most of the head. I am just using the heat lamp to warm her head up. I've done this side. I am also gonna do like a little bit of a fringe, I think, but I'm just trying to kind of establish that basic hairline. I thought today while we were doing this I would chat to you about a few things, including the doll school. And I was also chatting to my friend Narelle, who you may know as the lady who owns Ultimate Fusions, and she was telling me about some really good friends of hers who watch my channel. So Kellyanne and Mac, if you are watching this, hello, I am glad you enjoy my content. So some of you will have seen that I attended a session, well it's actually a 3-day course run by the Doll School last week. Oh my gosh, it was some of the most fun I think I have ever had. I mean, literally what is better than spending 3 days painting a doll and talking to other people that love dolls about dolls? You can't get better than that. That's like my idea of heaven. So I'm going to tell you a bit about each day. So the course is in Southampton, in Romsey, so that's where like the Doll School HQ is, and that's where they had the sessions. And so I went down on the Tuesday evening because the class was going to be starting on the Wednesday morning at like 9 AM, and it took me like 4 hours because of train issues to get there, so I'm very glad I went on the Tuesday evening. So I went on the Tuesday and I met up with Ella Mackenzie, who is the founder of the Doll School, and she also has pixie kissed babies, I think, but Ella makes beautiful silicone dolls mostly. She sculpts and casts them herself as well as paints them. She's literally a master at silicone. It's incredible. She really kindly invited me to hers and she like showed me all of the silicones she was working on. Oh my goodness, I couldn't really film in there because a lot of it is like unreleased stuff, so I felt so privileged to be seeing like prototypes and work in progress babies and all sorts, so that was really fantastic. And I also met Christine Woolley at the same time. Christine was the one that was actually teaching the course that I was going on. So it was nice to meet her like before the course. So I kind of established that connection and a friendly face, because you guys might not know it, but I can find like it quite overwhelming to meet new people and be in like completely new situations. So, I mean, that's, you know, part of being on the spectrum. I'm desperate to make people like me because I've grown up with people not really liking me. But let's not get into all of that. So that was the Tuesday night, and then I went to a hotel. So I stayed for, I think, 3 nights at the Palmerston Rooms, which were very nice, very affordable, a little bed and breakfast. And then I got there really early on the Wednesday morning. But I don't think I was the first one there actually. There were a few other ladies who were there before me, and we all just got on really well right from the start. I think because we've got that, you know, connection of reborns, it kind of gives you something to talk about immediately. And what was really funny, I think the first person I met was this lovely lady called Georgie. She was so sweet, and she's actually one of my followers, and she came up to me and she immediately gave me a big hug and she was like, oh my goodness Jess, like I recognize you from your videos and I know you say like people don't come up to you, so I'm coming up to you. And she was, oh my gosh, she was the sweetest, and we chatted loads. Like she was just really lovely. That first day was a 1-day introduction to painting a reborn head. So we had all brought along our blank heads, and I didn't do this one. I will show a picture of the one that I was working on. Christine showed us how to do all of her like techniques, which was really cool. It was a different way of painting than I usually paint. It was with Ultimate Fusion air dry paints, but the techniques would work with any air dry paints, and to be honest, a lot of the techniques could be transferred to heat set. But what was interesting is that quite a few of the people that were on at least the first day course were doing it because they used to paint, or they currently painted heat set, and they wanted to switch to air dry. So some of you might know with heat set paints, people can have a lot of issues with like inhaling the fumes, and you have to work with like thinners and things that are just more toxic than air dry paints. Air dry paints are like completely non-toxic, or at least I know Ultimate Fusion. So you don't have the same like health and safety risks. And some of the people that were there had like lung issues, so they couldn't use heat set paints anymore. So they were learning a new way of painting with the air dry. And then some were complete beginners, had never painted a head before, so that was really cool. The girl I sat next to, she was a complete beginner, she had never painted before, so that was really lovely that you had people that were really experienced and people that were brand new, and everyone came out learning something, no matter how long you'd been doing it for. And then all of the food was supplied for us, so there was like teas and coffees, biscuits, cake, and we had lunches fully catered. They were really nice, like the food was brilliant. The location was actually a convent, I believe, so it was really, really peaceful and just an all-round nice, like calming vibe, so that was lovely. And then there was like cake in the afternoon. There was so much cake, like I didn't even partake in most of the cake because there was so much cake. And so that was the first day, and that first night I was so tired. The class went from 9 a.m. to 4:30. I think we finished on that first day, and I was so tired by the end of it. I literally went back to my hotel room and like laid down and basically collapsed. Went out and grabbed a sandwich, and then went back to the room, ate, and then basically just went to sleep at about 9 o'clock because I was so tired. But I had a really brilliant time. It was a little strange all 3 days for me, just because pretty much everyone that was there knew who I was, or at least that was the impression I got, which was just strange for me because I don't have like many friends. Like I've only been recognized like once in public. This was very different for me, so that was like quite strange that sometimes we would be like talking and someone would say something that they knew about me like from my videos, because they'd be like, oh, of course, because you live in London, and I'm thinking like, I haven't mentioned that today, like, so they obviously knew it from watching me, and I was like, oh, it's so weird. You just know things about me, because for me, I'm just sitting in my room talking to a camera, so I forget that actual people are watching me. So hello if you are watching me. So yeah, that was the first day, and then the second and third day were for hair painting. Christine's hair painting is like phenomenal. That's what she's really known for within the Reborn world. If you haven't seen her hair painting, it's absolutely stunning. I will try and remember to put some clips in so you can see the kind of work she does. But you can do the live classes with her, and she does them like all over the world. She does fly like all over the world, but she is also working with the Doll School to produce some really in-depth online tutorials that literally show you like every single brushstroke, like shows you how to do everything. In-person classes obviously are really cool because like they're about you. You can get feedback on your work literally with a prototype artist, but the online ones, obviously you can like work at your own pace. So I think those will be coming out early in the new year, and yeah, I really encourage anyone that wants to learn air dry or hair painting to check those out when they come out. I will like do some proper announcements about it because I think it's a really cool thing that the Doll School is doing. And on top of that, I am going back to see them in November because I'm going to be one of the teachers. Now, I'm not going to be teaching anything to do with like making reborns. All of the things that I'm going to be teaching are about social media, like keeping yourself safe online, building a community, creating videos, creating content, dealing with hate comments, things like that, branding yourself. Like there's lots of ideas that I've got. So I will be doing some videos with the Doll School through them. So yeah, I'm going to film them in November, which is very exciting. So anyway, back to the course that I did. I really enjoyed the first day, but the second and third days I enjoyed even more because I think I had like relaxed into it a bit more by then. And also with hair painting, I've done hair painting before and I really love hair painting. And with the hair painting section of it, you could go more at your own pace because I'm quite a fast painter. And the first day I found that I was one of the first ones to finish each step, and then I was kind of sitting waiting to do the next step. Whereas with hair painting, we could all just go at our own pace really, and that was really great fun. And I just find anything to do with hair painting, hair rooting, as you're seeing here, very relaxing, very therapeutic. So I just had such a great time. And there were more people on the second and third days. So you had a choice of doing just the first day, you could do just the second and third day, or you could do all three. And of course, I had to do all three. It wasn't ever really an option for me. I was like, of course I'm going to do all three. And we got brilliant goodie bags as well. So the goodie bags we got, I literally calculated the cost of what was in the goodie bags, and it was like almost as much as the cost of the course itself. So I was like, we're basically being taught for free here. Like this is a complete bargain. Because we got all of the Ultimate Fusion paints, which you can see here, like these are all of my new Ultimate Fusion paints, and we got all of like the hair painting paints as well. We got loads of brushes, basically anything you would need to make a reborn, apart from like the kit itself. Like it was included in these goodie bags, and all of Christine's books. So Christine has got tutorial books, which are fantastic. They are expensive. I had thought about buying them for myself, but they are, you know, individually they're quite expensive, which is why like when I was totting up all the numbers, try and be like, okay, how much is this goodie bag worth? And I was adding the cost of each of the books in. I was like, oh gosh, like this is so much altogether, because we got like 4 of her books. So that was amazing that they were all included. And she also included some really cute little extras because Christina's from Tasmania. So she included like little sweets that were from Tasmania and like a few other things that were all related to where she's from. So that was really sweet. So the second and third day, we were doing hair painting on both of them. And then on the third day, we went over not only hair painting, but we also did eyebrows and lanugo, which is like the little hairs that are on babies' faces. So she showed us how to do like all of that, which was really great because I didn't realise we were also going to be learning that, but we did. And it was just lovely, like being able to get feedback on like every single thing that I was doing. And I'm now like taking a lot of that learning forward into my artwork. I'm working on a couple of new babies that I have been doing the new techniques on, although I'm not really thrilled with how they're turning out because I definitely mixed my paint too thick with them. So I'm not super happy. I haven't really filmed anything about them because I haven't been super happy with them, but I also don't want to strip them. So I might do 2 things. One, make the skin darker to try and hide some of those imperfections that I've done. And 2, I might just class them as boo-boo babies and sell them cheaper. So that might be what I do, which I think would be fine. I'm so close to being done. My neck is getting tired now. I've literally been doing this all day. I woke up this morning and I started rooting, and then like I'll do this for like 45 minutes and then I'll need to go and have a break and I'll walk around because my neck starts getting sore, because I'm probably not doing this in a very back friendly way, but we don't let my mother hear that. She'll tell me off. Just this little patch to go. So I've probably told you most of what I know, or what I can tell you at the moment, about the doll school. I do want to say again, like, how lovely everyone was that was there. Like, you could not have found a nicer bunch of people, and I'm really excited that like I'll be able to see them again, hopefully. Like, we've got a little Facebook group set up where we all chat together and like post pictures of the dolls that we're working on, and particularly of like the finished ones that we started in the classes. And as someone that doesn't really have a huge amount of like in real life friends, that kind of connection is just really meaningful for me, especially because like a lot of people don't really consider this kind of thing normal and don't necessarily want to talk about dolls all the time. And for me, like, this is what I want to talk about all the time. I just want to talk about dolls. I just want to make dolls. Yeah, just talk to me about reborns. And I often like make babies and then I want to show them to people. I mean, that's the whole reason I started my channel, is because I wanted to show my reborns off. And like, people in my real life, rather than my online life, aren't really super interested, or like I would send them a picture of a baby that I was working on and they'd just be like, cool, or like, nice, well, that looks fun, or something like that. Whereas if I send a picture of a reborn that I'm working on to a doll friend, they'll be like, oh wow, I love the, you know, blue between the eyes, or I love how you've done the hair, or, you know, they get it and they know how much work has gone into these. And there's just something special about that, and like having friends that understand and want to talk to you about the dolls, rather than like, I often feel like I'm bothering people in my real life with my dolls. So I don't usually send them pictures or anything because I don't want to bother them and seem annoying. Like, my whole life I've grown up and I obsess over things. Like, I hyperfixate. I have what you might call special interests. You know, my reborns are a special interest, and I had a few different, you know, special interests growing up. And yeah, it's really hard when other people don't share those and then don't want to be friends with you because you're too weird, or you're too like into something. So you try and tap it down and like pretend that you're normal, and then yeah, life is just boring. Oh my god, Jess, you've got all existential. Why? See, this is why when I am doing anything like rooting or painting, I have to have like a film on or a podcast or something on in the background, because otherwise I start thinking too much and getting all reflective, and then often start getting sad. That's not how I want to be. That's why I don't make that many of these kinds of videos. But let me know if you've enjoyed it. And I'm really close to 100,000 subscribers, and I really want to be able to do the giveaway of the baby for when I reach 100k, because it's sitting in my cabinet, and not that like I just want it out of here, but I am also moving, and it would be really helpful if it could go before I move, but I don't think it will at this rate. So yeah, remember to subscribe if you are interested and want to see more of this kind of content. I think I will finish up the rooting and I will show you the finished result, because you've probably got a bit tired of the sound of my voice now. I know I have. And yes, I am rooting with 2 different colours. I also want to concentrate more when I'm rooting this front section. And if anyone is interested, I am using the Granny Peas Reborn Nursery Spray. This is a mohair conditioner and detangler, and I just used this on the hair. You can see it's made it so that I can really define the curls. This is completely dry now. It feels very soft. I don't want to really disturb it too much, but this is the best smelling mohair conditioner I have used, and I've tried a few different ones. But yeah, really recommend this. It smells amazing and I really like the result it gave. And here she is. I will show you on the front camera as well, because she's looking so cute. I now have to glue all of this from the inside. I have done really curly hair, and I'm quite pleased with how it's come out. I think it could do with some more styling, but I will probably do that like right at the end when she is completely assembled, because pretty much anything I try and do now will probably get ruined when I try and assemble her. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will hopefully see you next time.